Welcome back. This week's video is going to be a short political update focusing on a few important events worldwide. I originally wanted to do a video on the first supreme leader of the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin, but it's taken a little longer than I anticipated, so I opted for the easy alternative. It will be ready in the next week, I hope. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we can proceed. In America, you've probably heard of the explosion on the internet over the GameStop company's rise in stock value. An amateur online investment group on the Reddit app began buying the company's stock at an extremely low price and convinced others to do the same. Now that the stock value has increased 1,700%, the company is going to take a serious loss buying back all their stocks shares. This has happened with multiple companies now. For many people in America, this is seen as a strike against Wall Street, who traditionally does the very same thing to investors. The interesting thing here is now that it's happening to big corporations, Wall Street is crying foul and demanding regulations for the stock market, even though in the past they have always lauded the benefits of free trade. Put simply, Wall Street, or the big companies and large stock traders of America, are getting a dose of their own medicine now that people have banded together to fight them, and they do not like it. So now they are demanding the system be changed so that it once again favors them over the common people or small investors. You may or may not have heard of the ongoing protests in India by the country's agrarian workers against a proposed set of bills by Modi's government that threatens to push aside small farmers and commercialize the industry even further. Indian communist parties and organizations have been active and supportive to the struggle. These protests have been ongoing ever since August 2020. They even set the world record for the largest recorded protest ever. This past week, the farmers marched into India's capital during Republic Day, a national holiday similar to America's 4th of July. Protesters pushed through barricades that were installed to prevent them from reaching the city's interior and stormed the historic Red Front building to plant flags and demonstrate the movement's force. Plans have also been made to march on foot to the Indian Parliament on February 1st, when the government will present the new budget. So it will definitely be interesting to see how the situation develops in the coming days. In France, school teachers are protesting Emmanuel Macron's indifference to the COVID-19 situation and demand more funding for education and higher salaries. Alongside them, hundreds of thousands are protesting a new security bill that would restrict filming the police and posting images on social media, and a law to tighten police surveillance. The obvious fear is a police state rapidly developing. The government is set to consider the new laws for revision in March of this year, although left-wing parties are calling for a total removal of the laws. France has seen major unrest in the last 5 years, and even more in late 2019 and 2020, from the Yellow Vest protests as they're being called. This year shows no signs of respite for the French government. In Russia, protests erupted in response to the imprisonment of Alexei Navalny, an opposition leader to the current conservative Russian President Vladimir Putin. Protests occurred in over 109 Russian cities, saw massive police repression, and are the biggest threat to Putin's rule since the 2017 anti-corruption protests. Navalny is not a left-wing politician, and neither is his party, Russia of the Future, but it is encouraging to see the Russian people are beginning to see Putin for what he is, a corrupt dictator. Hopefully this will weaken Putin's party, United Russia, enough so that the Communist Party of Russia, which is the second largest, can gain power. Well, that basically sums up everything that's happened in the past few days. Hopefully we, the masses, continue to awaken and strive for change in the coming months. If you enjoyed this video and found it interesting, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more weekly videos. And as always, thanks for watching.